Today we're gonna try to fit all this into this.
On our first episode of Hotel Prius, we talked a little bit about the car, the hybrid system, and briefly showed all the things that we were going to take with us in our 10-day car camping trip. But the majority of the video focused more on my uncle as the reason for selecting our first stop before leaving Florida. Normally, we would follow up with episode 2 of the trip, but we're not going to do that. See, we've been asked on social media to show what we packed in the car, from camping gear to cookware and even tools to fix the car. So instead of going straight into the next leg of our trip, we thought we'd show you all the things that helped us get through the trip and gave us some semblance of normality in a pretty unusual way to camp. So stick with us till the end so you can see everything we squeezed into our Hotel Prius.
Thank you. You ready to play? We are going to take these fold-out tables that we have here and we're going to convert them into a platform for the car. And underneath the tables, we're going to put all this stuff, which includes our kitchenware, our tools, our recording gear, our clothes, and all of our toiletries and camping gear will be hopefully inside the car. So come with us.
So we're going to talk a little bit about what we take with us on our Hotel Prius trips. So our clothes go in these bags. Dave and I have an identical backpack. They're wonderful. We take them everywhere, whether we're flying or whether we're camping in our Hotel Prius. They expand here, so we can easily fit a week's worth of clothing and then wash as we need to.
Now, in case we break down, I did bring a bag of tools. If you've ever had to fix a car in gravel, you know how important knee pads are, so always bring knee pads with you when you go on a road trip. An impact gun with batteries. Batteries are charged, some shop towels. This is also indispensable, a tire repair kit. This is something that I'm pretty sure we're gonna use. Maybe not on our car, but maybe on someone else's car, to help out. If you want to see everything that I have in this bag, leave us a comment down below, and if we get enough likes, then we will go ahead and make a video about all the tools that I bring with me. I could probably do a whole full repair on the vehicle, on the motor, and the battery pack with this tool bag and all the tools that I have in it.
This is the gear bag. Our equipment for recording is in this bag. It's a little bit smaller than our clothing bag.
It's really actually my motorcycle bag that I turned into a gear bag because it's so convenient. And I didn't really want to have to empty out my regular clothing bag to use it for gear as we walked around town.
We have some bins that fit underneath these tables, which make the platform for our bed. We throw our flip-flops and tennis shoes in an easy access type of bin so we can just pull it out, throw our shoes on and get going. We have an empty bucket for washing dishes. And then we have our bath box, which includes our first aid kit. We keep all of our toiletries, anything we need to bathe with or wash our dishes with in here. We use the microfiber towels. They're quick and easy to dry and reuse. And then like I said, all of our toiletries and everything in here. We usually don't need the toilet paper. We just bring it just in case. Hair dryer, all of that stuff.
Yes, we just use leaves when we go out.
No, at the campsite we use their showers and restroom. First aid kit also includes any medications that we have, and those easily slide up.
We can't leave the hair dryer out.
When packed appropriately, they slide under the bin. And then this is our kitchen box. It has everything in we need for cooking, including pots and pans, silverware, dishes. We keep a roll of paper towels. We have a cutting board. We have all our spices. We have our coffee press with coffee and creamer, disposable cups, just everything that you would need for basic cooking. Kitchen box.
And Karen's favorite item in the whole trip is
Not
the
the
toilet.
toilet seat, because Dave thinks we need this for emergencies, but I see no reason for that. However, it is there if he proves me wrong and we have an emergency.
Although this is a travel channel, it's also about things that happen throughout our lives. As you've probably noticed, we have and love cats. All pets in general, except for gators. Well, those aren't pets, but mostly cats. We've had as many as 6 in one time. But during the editing of this video, I lost my very special kitty boy. After almost 18 years with me, through thick and thin, the vet said it was his time. Kitty Boy's real name was Merlin, the Gray, although we really never called him that. And he was raised by Jack, my Anatolian Shepherd. But he wasn't an aggressive cat. He sure was quite protective of his pride, leaving me presents at the front door from time to time. He was a thankful cat, always appreciative of the food that I provided for him, and he kept all the other cats in line. Whenever he walked through a room, it was like the parting of the seas, and all it took was a look and a silent meow for them to make way. Every night, he'd walk into my room and climb on my chest to ask me to pet him by licking my hand once for each time. Then he would move over to my feet and lay there the rest of the night. In the mornings, he would walk over to my side and tap my shoulder to wake me up for breakfast. In the end, he stopped eating on a Thursday night, and I noticed right away. I gave it a day and nothing. On Saturday morning, we paid a visit to the vet and found out that his kidneys were failing. The best option, according to him, was to put him to sleep. Although some treatments would have probably extended his life a few months, it would have come at a physical cost that I wasn't willing for him to pay. So on Monday, after him not eating anything all weekend and losing almost 2 pounds, I made arrangements. In the last few days over the weekend, I spent the mornings with him outside, the place he loved the most. Even though it was getting visibly hard for him to maintain his gait, he enjoyed every moment of it. I always come up with songs for all my cats. Kind of corny, I know, but that tradition began with him. I would sing Kitty Boy's song every time he was laying on my chest. And even though he'd become largely deaf in his old age, I didn't stop singing his song to him until his very last breath. I'm sure it carried him gently as he left. He will always be my pretty kitty boy, my very special kitty boy. And this is his song.
belong in another world. There are people there. They watch us. They've been watching us for a very long time. I need to go where I belong.
So this is our origami table. Now I picked this up on Facebook Marketplace, which I get a lot of things from there because you can get them at a pretty decent price. And what this table does, it folds into a flat table and you can carry it very easily in the car. And it opens up by unlocking it there. It just essentially springs open
An accordion.
like an accordion.
And also mention, Dave, it's lightweight, but it's not aluminum. It is.
Yeah, this is metal, so it'll hold. Now it has this little plastic board that goes on top. This clamps on to here. We can either put this here or put it in the bottom. You can even use it as a cutting board. We've actually have used it as a makeshift cutting board.
Yeah, our first trip we forgot cutting.
So here we set up our stove, which is a Coleman camping stove. In it we have the burners. This pops out like so. And so we can take all of our kitchen utensils and put them down here and have them ready to cook with. So it works out pretty well. And any other stuff that we need to put, we have an extra shelf down there if we want to put slippers or shoes or anything else that we may need to put to dry. We can use this also as a drying rack.
I usually put like the washing bucket down there.
That's right, yeah, the
Not
washing bucket.
Not shoes.
But anyway. To keep our food cool, we're using this Coleman refrigerator that we got. This will cool, this is not a proper refrigerator. It's a cooler with an induction type of cooling system, and it will cool down to about 40 degrees below the ambient temperature. My reasoning was that since the air conditioner was going to be running all the time in the car, it would be cold enough in the car to use this and keep our food cold, and it worked fantastic on our last trip. So holds a lot inside. It's pretty spacious, has a tray, connects with a 12-volt cord to the car jack. This is the only thing that we'll probably have to keep in the back on top of the bed, but that's okay. In times when we have to shut the car off, because there'll be eventually a time when we're gonna have to turn the car off and keep this fridge running somehow, we're gonna be using this cooler right here. I've installed another auxiliary 12-volt battery that I had lying around with a 12-volt jack hooked up to it. The refrigerator will connect to that, keep it running while the car is completely off. When the car is on, we disconnect that, connect the battery charger to this battery to recharge it again. I also have here, as far as the electronics, to power up electronics and the CPAP machines and all that, this 300-watt pure sine wave inverter that connects to a regular 12-volt cigarette plug. And I also have a larger one. This one's a 1500-watt, not a pure sine wave inverter, but it's a backup. And I have this one hooked up with Anderson plugs for a quick connect and disconnect. The other plug is connected to the battery. And this will power hair dryers, microwaves, Instant Pots, power tools, anything that we may need at the moment to power up with 110, 120 volts. And so the camping tents we're taking are, number one, we're gonna take our canopy. This hooks up to the back of the car where the rear hatch is. and it extends out with 2 panels. I can either use 1 panel with legs or an extra panel to give us a little bit more shelter and covering. It works really well when you back up onto, let's say for example, a picnic table. You can cover the whole table with this canopy. It works really well, love it. This other one, these are some extra spare stakes in case they break. And so as Karen mentioned earlier, this is the shower tent. Now this we can set up, and it's a 4x4, so it would not only fit the shower, it would also fit Karen's favorite toilet. And just so that we keep our feet nice and free of dirt, we have this shower mat that I got at Home Depot. And they all fit very, very, very nicely. Now this is a cooler that we had laying around the house, and I turned this into a water heater. Now, inside I have a hose to hook up to the water source when we're camping. To that I hook up a filter, so that if you've ever been camping, you know that sometimes you do have critters and palmetto bugs go into the pipes and the spigot at the camping sites, and what you get out is a bunch of bugs coming out at the first time. So we clear that out, and then we use this water filter and this hose so that we can fill up this water heater. It's a 10-gallon water heater. Now, how do we get it to get hot? If you look inside, we have a water heater heating element, but this one is not just your regular 110 or 120 water heater heating element. This is a 12-volt, 300-watt heating element that I used a bulkhead adapter by drilling a hole and setting up with 10-gauge wire. Make sure that this doesn't get burned up. And this also has an Anderson quick connect plug on here that I can connect and disconnect to the car very quickly and very easily. Usually when we fill this up, this takes about 15 to 20 minutes to get really nice and hot, or at least warm enough so that we can take a shower comfortably. To that, then we attach the shower, which is this one right here. And this shower has a pump over here that gets dropped into the tank. This hooks up to the shower tent up above. And then this battery right here, it's a rechargeable and replaceable battery pack, connects to the shower. And then you can turn the shower on and off with the button, and it'll send water through here. It actually works really well. To make the water circulate in there so that it heats up faster, I do have just a regular fountain pump. You find these in the little cat fountains that they sell, like the cat fountain that we have 2 of, and I kind of took this one from one. So I set this inside so that it makes water flow, and it goes through the heating element, and it heats up the water a lot faster than it would normally do if you didn't have one. So you can attach that to just a regular battery pack, charger, block, whatever you want to call it, to charge your phones with. That's it. If you want to hang your shower, you can use this. Sometimes what we do is we will hook this up with the shower head, and that way in the campsite, you can use this as a faucet to wash dishes with. Oh, I forgot. Always carry one of these with you when you're dealing with electrics and electronics and camping and all that. You really do need to have a fire extinguisher, just in case. Up here we have our 2 tripods to film with, and we have our camping chairs that go also underneath, hopefully will fit underneath the tables. The last thing we have is our window coverings that we keep in this bag. And during the day, we can stick this underneath the bed, the mattress pad, and it doesn't bother. And most of the time, we really just keep them on and just take off the ones that go in the front driver and front passenger seats, because it would be illegal for us to drive with these on. I want to have an accident.
Last thing on our list, and this is something that everybody who goes camping should have, is a way to repel mosquitoes. Now, we decided to go with a Thermacell mosquito repellent to try it out, and in our last trip it worked really, really well. It has a little adapter that goes down here, and that screws in, and you ignite it, and it repels up to a radius of about 15 feet. It doesn't have any odor, you don't smell it. You essentially just turn it on like this by clicking it, and it pretty much repelled all the bugs around us in the last trip. It was just really fantastic. I'm definitely going to use it again. All of these items will be down below in the description, so if you decide you want to buy one of them, we're not sponsored by anybody in the world, unfortunately, but if you want to buy some of it, you can with the links below, and that'll help us out for our next trips, so we really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe. If you want to see how I built the water heater, help us get 1,000 likes, and we will definitely do a video to explain how the water heater is built. And if you want to see the tents and how we set them up too, and how Karen showers in it.
How's the shower, Karen?
It's nice and warm.
All right.
I love it.
Nice.
We can show you that too. So coming up soon is our second episode in our 10-day, 10-state trip. So if you missed the first one, look up here, and if you see the link up there, click on it, watch our first video. It was really fun to do. It was a blast going and seeing family, and it turned out really nice. So come join us. Bye.
Kitty boy, kitty boy. Kitty boy, kitty boy.